Alright, boys, what is up? Welcome back to another trade recap on today's trade. I did end up taking a trade today. Ended up being a loser. And I was going for shorts. And if you're wondering, oh, how'd you lose? Like it looked like it went your way. Well, I'm gonna show you guys basically what I took and how I took it, and basically show you guys how I lost basically. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here on ES, right? I mean, not ES, NQ. I did trade NQ today, right? On the 4 hour, we look like we're bearish, right? We're taking out these lows. Overall, we are bearish. On the 1 hour, clearly you can see it a little bit better. We're clearly on a bearish trend, right? So obviously, what I want to look for is go for bearish, you know, for sales. Try to go for sales. Right here, we did have a 15-minute demand zone right here, and we also had one right here. I mean, not demand zone, sorry, supply zone. We had two supply zones, right? We had a 15-minute one right here, and then we had another 15-minute right here. Okay, so both of these are still valid. All right. This 15-minute zone right here, which is this one, never got disrespected, right? So it never got disrespected, and that's a good sign, right? But we were consolidating around this area, which I did not like. But overall, I still wanted to see a 13 EMA breakout, and when I wanted to see was a what's it called? That was the only trade that I was gonna take. I was telling myself I'm only gonna take a 13 EMA. I'm only gonna take a 13 EMA. I'm only gonna take a 13 EMA breakout, right? So I decided to go for a 13 EMA breakout, and I ended up being in profit around $120, but I did not hit my one-to-one RR. The only reason why I ended up losing $120 today. Reason why, bro, this was the most like dumbest thing, right? But I was trying to basically sell on my broker TradeOvate. I've been trading on TradeOvate recently, right? I haven't been trading on TradingView. I've been trading on my broker, and every time I would click sell, it would stop me out automatically. And I'm like, dude, like, why is it stopping me out, right? It's like, why are you stopping me out? And so I'm like, bro, like, why is this shit stopping me out? So I went to trade. So I ended up taking a trade on TradingView, and then just modified it through here. But bro, this thing is so annoying, right? So I ended up taking the trade on TradingView, but then I modified it here on TradeOvate, and then it popped up and everything. But yeah, this was super annoying. I ended up taking shorts right here. Okay, super late. I was supposed to enter right here because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna enter off a 13 EMA breakout. Okay, this one did not close below the 13 EMA. This one did right here. This candle did close below the 13, but I was like, okay, you know what? We're located a little bit too low. I want to see some retracement. If it rejects to the downside, then obviously I'll take it. We did not get that. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wait for another 13 EMA breakout, which happened right here. I should have entered right here. But my broker was not letting me enter the trade, bro. Like it was like I said, it basically was stopping me out like automatically. Like what was I doing? Right? So it was stopping me out automatically, and I was like, bro, you know what? All right, fine, whatever. And so it stopped me out, and I was like, all right, you know what? It's fine. Um, and I think the reason why was because I had my ticks at 20. I'm supposed to be having them at least at 100, right? And so I should have entered right there, and I could have actually ended up winning this trade. But I entered all the way down here and didn't hit my one-on-one. And then I got stopped out, ended up losing $120, and yeah. But originally, bro, I should have won this trade, bro. I should have won this trade, but this broker did not literally didn't even let me like trade it, bro. So I should have probably just, you know, well, no, either way, like this trade did end up winning. This was my trade, but the problem was that I entered all the way down here. That was the problem. So yeah. overall, the market wouldn't really do much over here. On if you guys are wondering, oh, why didn't you take this setup over here, right? It tapped your zone. What the hell? It tapped your zone, right? Why didn't you go over here, right? This was market open. This ended up tapping during market open. So if I wanted to take this trade during the 5 minute, I would have probably taken for 100 points, which is around $200. And so recently, what I've been looking at is the 1 minute. Okay, the 1 minute. I'm not gonna lie. The 1 minute, if you want a tighter stop loss and more gains, then obviously go for this because you could have run this up for 1 to 3 RR right there. So I'm gonna start looking more at the 1 minute, try to find some supply zones on the 15, the 5, and then just take them through the 1 minute breakouts and see what we get on from there. But yeah, other than that, NQ was the only pair that I did like overall. ES didn't really do much. Gold didn't really do much. And yeah, the only thing that did happen on NQ that did happen, the only thing that happened on NQ that I honestly did like, but it was counter trend, was that we took out liquidity sitting right here during Asia session. We took out liquidity and immediately bounced off of this level, right? So I could have taken this trade as well for liquidity right here, but honestly, I didn't really want to take a counter trend setup. I was looking more for my supply zones and to see if they were still valid, but we were just ranging for a little bit, but then we made the push to the downside. Should have ended up winning my trade, but ended up losing. Reason why I still held, a reason why I didn't go break even was because, like I said, bro, I entered late. I have to follow my rules. If I entered late, I still have to go for that 101. Um, and yeah, just never tapped my 101. So couldn't really do anything. But yeah, boys, that's gonna be it for this video. Currently down on the month. Let's see if we can make this back up. Recently, bro, I've been tempting to try to trade Asia session, but honestly, bro, like Asia session is just not it, bro. Like, I'm just gonna stick to New York, keep trading New York, and see how we go from there. But yeah, boys, that's gonna be it for this video. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.